Good motherfucking morning, motherfucking bees. Good motherfucking morning. Ladies, how are you all doing today on this most beautiful mundane Mondays? We're good? Chilling? Good. Scared for this medical shit I gotta do. Don't be a pussy, be a man instead. Pollen allergy. Well, it's about that time-ish. Dim sun. Israel nuked. Classic. Buy some acoustic panels for your walls. Your mic has a shitload of reverb. That seems like a you problem to me, my man. That seems like a you problem to me. Right? You see the rockets from Limassol too? I haven't seen a single rocket in my entire life. And I never will. Probably. Because I am the main character. Nothing ever bad happens to the main character, right? Cope. Cope. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in black for another episode of the God Gamer Show. Yeah, it's good to have you here. We got some Zabaronis, some Zabaronis, Dosgy, thank you man, John Row 2B, Persimo1 with the Prime Sub, Boris, Mimey, 86 months, V1 Sync, lastly, Izzy, Rope Anka, thank you, and David Maba. Muchas gracias. Welcome back, welcome. Anything cool, fresh, new, worthy happening in the world today? In Australia, the large betting company Tabcorp has been fined more than 4 million for breaches of spamming laws. I don't know what I just read. $4 million for breaches of spamming laws? What the fuck? Thoughts on internet tax? I don't even know what that is. But it sounds good. I'm all for it. Iran largest missile attack on Israel yesterday. Has there been multiple? They released backpack battles. Backpack shite. Alright. Dark Souls 1 narrator lady died. I don't know who that is. What is the narration in the fucking intro or what? I don't remember. Just the intro. New Five Nights at Freddy's. Sounds spooky. The juicer is back to gambling. Consider your world record secure forever. I always have. The coffin of Andy and Lele got new update. I don't remember what that is. It sounds vaguely familiar. PUBG Souls-like released. You die, you respawn as a sniper. What are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what the fuck. Rematch advance access. Rematch. That was the football game, or football game. Yeah, I mean it was decent. It was a decent game. A little bit of Rocket League. People are gonna be very sweaty. Skill cap not as high as Rocket League, obviously, but people are gonna be fairly sweaty anyway, I think. Fairly. New RimWorld DLC announced. Well, I haven't played most of them, so doesn't really. Scissor streamer back. Monka laugh. What? Who the fuck is a scissor streamer? I don't know what the fuck that is. New Dota 2 ranked season. Okay. Alright. Well, it's a big problem, huh? It's a big problem. 26 minutes. Yeah, shit.
Hello, Mr. Force. When are you moving back to Sweden? Summer is coming back, and so is World War III, at least in your region. Are you really planning to watch the nuclear fireworks?
I wonder where is... Hey, Peppa. Close the door after you. Idiota. I wonder what is safer, Cyprus or Sweden? Sweden has the Russians. Okay. Are you gonna go in or what? Go in. Okay. Never know. Alright. Let's see here. Linkos. We got Linkos. Fucking shit, man. Fucking shit.
The golden age of America begins right now. We will be the envy of every nation. I will very simply put America first.
No empire lasts forever. The Dutch, the British, and even the Romans all eventually fell. And now it seems we have another to add to the list. For almost a century, the American empire has enjoyed total dominance on the world stage. Despite only having 4% of the world's population, they account for 20% of global income. And this one country alone makes up almost 40% of the global military budget. But recently, this has been changing, and fast. By 2028, China is set to overtake the US as the world's largest economy. And for decades, it's been positioning itself at the center of a new world order, waiting for its moment to pounce. Since 2010, they have invested well over $1 trillion in developing countries around the world, building strategic alliances for the future. Meanwhile, the American world order has never seemed more fragile. Government debt has continued to pile up, and interest repayments now make up 1/6 of the annual budget, and decades of globalization are being unpicked right before our eyes. The trust America has spent generations building is slowly eroding, through tariffs, erratic policies, and a growing sense that the rules no longer apply. It has been warned that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This isn't just about one leader, it's about what happens when an empire starts to believe in its own invincibility, long after the foundations have started to crack. The question isn't just about Trump, it's about whether America has crossed a point of no return. The infighting has already begun, but can the American world order survive, or are we already watching the opening act of a new global empire? The answer lies deeper than most think, and begins years before today. Even a few decades ago, the idea that the American empire might start to crumble in the near future would have laughed you out of the room. By the 1990s, the country was celebrating the collapse of the Soviet Union. The dollar, already dominant, quickly became the undisputed currency of the world, and by 1995 it accounted for a staggering 71% of global foreign exchange reserves. The US had officially become the backbone of the global financial system. And what's more, capitalism and democracy, the very foundation of American society, were quickly spreading across the globe. Even long-standing rivals, enemies of capitalism, like Russia, Poland and Vietnam, had begun to change their ways. The American empire had never seemed stronger, but while the country was basking in its post-world glory, on the other side of the Pacific, a seemingly insignificant nation was quietly laying the groundwork for its own economic miracle. If you're watching this video, then you likely know the story. By the 1990s, China had embarked on a journey that would totally transform its economy, reshaping the global order in the process. The Chinese economy would go on to grow by more than 9% per year, lifting millions out of poverty in the process. But far from being worried, Washington elites at the time saw this as a major win. Another communist power had changed its ways, realizing the virtues of market systems. When China joined the World Trade Organization in 2000, Bill Clinton didn't just see a trade deal, he saw a turning point in the country's future. By joining the WTO, China is not simply agreeing to import more of our products, it is agreeing to import one of democracy's most cherished values, economic freedom. The fact that China was still a one-party authoritarian state was brushed off as a temporary blip in an otherwise flawless capitalist success story. After all, as the country developed, they would inevitably adopt democracy, right? To American eyes, China looked like the proof that capitalism had won, and they welcomed the nation into the world order with open arms. From 1995 to 2010, Chinese exports to the US increased from around $100 billion to over $1.5 trillion. But while Washington believed it had brought China into its system, they overlooked something deeper. Dripping water can penetrate stone. China wasn't being transformed. It was quietly, patiently transforming its position in the world. Economies typically undergo a transformation during development. In the early stages, they primarily produce agricultural goods, with most people living and working as subsistence farmers. And over time, populations shift toward urban areas, and employment transitions to industrial and manufacturing jobs. This is exactly what happened in China. From 1990 to 2020, Chinese manufacturing output grew from about $100 billion to almost $5 trillion, an increase of over 50 times. China had officially become the world's factory, and American consumers have been all too eager to accommodate. 97% of laptops and 78% of smartphones bought in the US are made in China, and China was producing more than just technology. 80% of all sporting goods in the US also come from China, and about 83% of toys. Far from being independent, America had secretly become completely reliant on China. To be clear, for the American consumer, on a surface level, this is no bad thing. They have access to far more cheaper products than ever before at lower prices. And as cheap Chinese products flowed into the country, American consumers spent more and more, filling their home with low-cost goods while quietly digging themselves into a financial hole. And while you might not be able to control where your phone was made, you can at least control who's watching you use it. That's where today's sponsor, CyberGhost VPN.
Smooth. Lastly, Adorable Zebi, Bartholomew and ZV, thank you boys, welcome back. CyberGhost. Oh, that was the one and only link today. Super speedrun. Alright. Are we done so? That suits me well, because I already ate earlier today. This was just my cottage cheese dessert. Dessert. We are currently halfway through a 12-win arena, and you guys will have the honor and privilege to be here.
onto your mug. We're in for a wild night.
Alright, this is our deck. Oh, Chiaba, thank you for the 5 gifted. Boop. Thank you very much, sure. Draft new cards. Unfortunately, I think I fucked up the order. We lost the game of the elementals. I misread something. There was something I misread. It's unfortunate. It happens. We have enough elementals to not pick this, so I'm going to pick this one.